We're kicking this off by greeting Captain Obvious. When two lovingly crafted armies hit the table, nothing will blue ball your immersion quite like a Lego set blocking your trump card's line of sight. A literal reminder that you're two grown-ass people playing with overpriced toy soldiers. So why would anyone go out of their way to buy another brand of expensive toys just to serve as terrain? And to be honest, you really shouldn't. Buying Legos to serve as terrain is questionable, but repurposing Legos you already had is a different story. So let's wine and dine this idea before you take it back to your pad for those 5 minutes of disappointment. Aww. It really goes without saying, but Lego is stupid modular. Original sets are cool, but Lego is also about freedom of play. You can make whatever the f you want out of it and it'll probably work, meaning your battlefield can always be a new experience. Bonus points if you don't care about immersion. Order the sisters to push up to the garbage truck. Let the orcs use the razor wing for cover. Tell the guardsmen to try not to die behind the Okay, I have no idea what the f this is. Which leads to the next point. If you have them, Lego are possibly lying around ready for use. And if not, they're really easy to build into something else. No need for glue or painting supplies. Unless you're one of those f***ing animals that glue the bricks down. The point is, it's not the tedium a lot of hobbyists feel when they're making warhammer terrain, since a lot of it can be as large as knights. Some painters feel the pain just slogging through infantry. Literally the only terrain I've built and painted are these junk piles and this oil derrick, which my Team Yankee troops would gladly seize if I'd just make them already. Just backlog things. As a fun fact, Lego are roughly 32mm scale, so the doors are pretty nicely sized for many tabletop games. Okay, so the doors are slightly oversized even for Lego, but it could be way worse. Point is, you don't necessarily have to make openings before the battle, because with Lego terrain, you have the option of blowing it the f*** up. If you're like me and prefer narrative games, you and your opponent can talk about fun homebrew rules where you can blast a squig-off sized glory hole into a building. And maybe if you cause enough damage, it collapses. Battlefield used to be one of my favorite shooter series, mainly because of how cover could evaporate around you like cash in Times Square. So if your terrain is already unimmersive, why not inject a little extra fun? Because Lego is fun, and that's why it's a very popular toy line. Which means the chances you or someone you know owns some is pretty high. You could always borrow sets in pieces, or maybe even get them for free. Don't forget how many kids grow out of their Legos only for their families to store them or give them away. Man, can you imagine the look on that kid's eyes 10 years later when that set he had sells for gold bars? Cause I can. I was that f***ing kid. F*** me, that payday could have bought me like 1, 2, 3 more Primaris Lieutenants. And as a potential plus, because Lego can be taken apart, storage is considerably easier since painted Warhammer terrain usually isn't piled together like a Tetris grid. Remember, I said potential plus, because God help anyone who thinks of taking apart someone's. You get the f*** away from that. And with that said, on to the drawbacks of using Lego as a Poorhammer source. Quite the oxymoron right there, and the first point. Lego is expensive. Juggling both Warhammer and Lego is a quick way to find out how debt interest rates work. So I don't advise anyone going out and just buying Lego unless you also want Lego back in your life. And those who do are quick to find places like eBay that sell restart collecting bags for dirt cheap. This remains a drawback because Lego terrain isn't literal Poorhammer cardboard cutouts, but they share something else in common. We already agreed it's about as immersive as eating McDonald's in France, so we won't go too far into it. It's obviously bad for any serious games where immersion is necessary. Great for casual play and lighthearted content, but it can get old very quick for others. Your mileage will vary. And that's about all I can come up with. There's a lot in Lego's favor as a terrain source, but either of the drawbacks are way more than enough cause for a wargamer to veto. So now that this is coming to an end, I'll leave you with one final consideration. The next time you're at a garage sale and seeing a family tossing out Lego for chump change, maybe you'll jump at a golden opportunity. If you can't convince them or the kids that one day they'll regret parting with a piece of timeless nostalgia, then damn it, maybe your sisters could take the heretics to Pound Town in that cafe modular, and at a far more reasonable price. Thanks for stopping by, have a f***ing awesome day, and I'll see you next time!